Fire your crumpets and pour yourself a cup of tea, because that's right, Forza Horizon is coming to Britain, and I am so happy to see Edinburgh on the big screen
right?
at an Xbox briefing. Ralph, welcome to this stage, and welcome to Microsoft Game Studios as well.
Thanks, man, on both counts. That's really nice of you. Yeah, I thought you would be especially pleased with our reveal yesterday. I worked in Edinburgh for 3 years, so it's kind of like a thrill for me as well.
There you go.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 4 is coming to beautiful, historic Britain. And I'm so thrilled that people are delighted. You know, I've been getting that kind of reaction from lots of people. Not necessarily just Brits, but you know, lots of people who are really excited about the location.
Absolutely. I mean, Twitter just lit up yesterday, right? Especially from the Brits. But then I even had people tweeting me saying, "Oh, I've never been to Britain. I've always wanted to go." And now they feel like they're going to get a nice
airfare saved.
Perfect. There you go. All right, we're going to talk about seasons in a little bit, because you know everyone's been talking about that. I want to talk about the shared world, right? Because you previewed some of that on stage yesterday, but this looks so interesting and so important for Forza Horizon going forward, right? So tell us how the shared world of Forza Horizon 4 works.
You're absolutely right. Huge change for this game. I think it's kind of our job to keep moving things forward and doing new things, innovating. Shared world is really a big shift, a big change for Horizon. It comes about because basically one of our pillars is community. We think our game is better played with others.
Absolutely.
And really, this is the game, I think, which will allow us to bring our massive, creative, fun-loving Horizon community together like we never have done before. So yeah, everyone plays in the same world. Everything is synchronized for all players. So weather, time of day, and seasons, of course, are synchronized for everyone. So you see a rainbow, everyone can see that rainbow. You see the sun go down, everyone can see the sun go down. And I think from shared experiences will come, you know, fantastic gameplay, connections, friendships, that kind of thing.
You could see in Forza Horizon 3 that you were starting to move in that direction. Is this really the culmination of that road you started on there?
And I think we could see it in our players in that game as well. We have a lot of telemetry. We can see how people play the game. We were surprised by how many people played the game. Over 9 million people have played it so far, which is just ludicrous. But also the kind of play sessions they had, the kind of activities they took. Online free roam was super popular in that game. People would go there, and I used to go in and just drive around and find a bunch of drifters in a car park, and you'd leave them and you'd go find some other people down the road. Obviously limited to 12 players in a session there, many more in Forza Horizon 4 shared world, and therefore just so much more life, so much more excitement, so much spontaneity that I think will come out, and will just make this game really alive and enriching, you know, for many months and years to come.
And the shared world, as we've come to expect from Forza Horizon, just looks incredible. I mean, look at this. I just want to ask about Britain itself. Obviously quite a diverse place.
It is.
Like, what is the reaches of the Britain that you'll be portraying in Horizon 4?
So we have done what we always do, which is to select a location based on, you know, its beauty, its diversity, great driving roads, and then cherry pick the very best, most interesting locations from that, from that overall sort of a location, and then chuck them together into a kind of a collage map that doesn't make a whole lot of geographical sense. We're not Ordnance Survey, we don't hold ourselves out as that sort of thing.
Right.
We're about fun, we're about great open worlds. It's exactly what we did with Australia, and some Australians pointed out some inaccuracies.
Right.
It's what we've done with Britain, and I have no doubt that some Brits will point out some inaccuracies. But for me, the important thing is we've got the Scottish Highlands, we've got the Welsh Valleys, we've got the Yorkshire Moors, we've got the Lake District, we've got Edinburgh, as you know, Bamburgh Castle, the Cotswolds, just the best bits, the most varied bits of Britain, all stitched together into a map that's a ton of fun to play, a ton of fun to explore, and obviously is perfect for dynamic seasons, which is like just this quintessentially British thing. I know other countries have seasons, there are other climates available, but
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, you know, we obviously both grew up in Britain, in Scotland, so we know all about seasons.
Right, we've had our fair share.
Yeah, I've seen all of them, and there's more than 4 in Aberdeen.
Frequently in the same week.
Absolutely. Tell us how seasons affect Forza Horizon 4, though. Like, because this isn't just cosmetic, right? This is real gameplay changing stuff, yeah?
It absolutely is, yeah. So Britain is this really seasonal country, and this world works in all 4 different seasons. And I think for us at Playground, it's been something we've been driving towards, pardon the pun, for multiple games, right? We've tried to do it before. It's always turned out to be like just too hard, too much work. It's a really complicated thing to build a world the size of Forza Horizon 3's Australia 4 different ways. This time we found a way. It married perfectly with this location in Britain, which is very seasonal. And as you say, it's more than just
oh wow, what's happening?
how dynamic.
Oh, the seasons are coming to life right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of like yesterday, isn't it? But like with a much lower budget.
That's that's wonderful. Thanks, Larry, the weatherman. I saw him doing a game show yesterday. And now he's fulfilling his weatherman dreams. Okay.
That's all the weather I have.
Okay, so
Anywho.
but it's going to change. It's going to change the actual gameplay of the game, right? New events, new locations. You can access.
Absolutely. I mean, the one we showed yesterday, and the one that's just like the perfect example of what it means. Is like the lake freezes for 3 seasons of the year. It's a lot of water.
Right.
In winter, it freezes. It allows you access to an island. What do you know? There's a barn found in the island. Like, how did it get there? I'm sure there's a backstory. In summer, water levels generally just get lower. There might be a river that dries up. If you imagine there's a race that follows it in summer, it's a very different proposition from in spring or autumn when the rainfall means the water is much higher.
Right.
That's an example of the kind of gameplay differences that you'll get. What's even more exciting, I think, and we're just starting to talk about it this week, is that seasons are the perfect delivery mechanism for us to keep adding new stuff to the game.
Right.
So obviously no 2 seasons are alike, that kind of goes without saying. What we're also saying is that because of our commitment to support this game and evolve it post-launch, no 2 winters will be alike, no 2 springs will be alike. We're going to be able to bring new stuff, whether it's new features, new game modes, new experiences, constantly to the game, and that's kind of this team's commitment, not just to get this game to ship, and produce real quality when we launch in October, but also to continue changing it up and evolving it for months and years to come.
Great. And one thing that got a big reaction when you were presenting yesterday on stage was the mention of 60 frames per second.
I had a feeling it might.
Yeah, that must be an amazing thing for you to finally bring to the game, right?
It totally is. Like, we always talk about our most fan-requested features.
Yeah.
Certainly since we did the Xbox One X enhanced version of Forza Horizon 3 earlier this year, the most fan-requested feature I think I can say is a 60 frames per second option on Xbox One X. That's what we're delivering in this game, so you have the choice between performance and resolution, and ultimately Forza is all about choice. It's all about doing it your way, and we're delighted to give this option to our players.
Fantastic. Ralph, I love Forza Horizon. It's so amazing to see it coming to Britain, and particularly my home country of Scotland as well. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for joining us on stage.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, man.